more than the revenue. Because nobody knows about our business, we will not sell more, and mostly our revenue will be less than the cost. So we have to pay a lot of cost. In the next month, the gap between the revenue and cost may come down, and finally they will become equal. So why I am saying all these things? Profit and loss are calculated based on the cost and revenue. Cost includes fixed cost. Cost includes variable cost. Say, whether I run the business, whether I open the shop or not, I have to pay the rent. So that is called as fixed cost. Whether I use the current or not, I have to pay meter charges. That is called fixed cost. If I use more power, I have to pay more current bill. So I think you can easily catch what is fixed cost and what is variable cost. Fixed costs are those costs that will not change according to the level of output. So of course we will deal in detail. At present I am saying the simply why we are doing business simply for profit. So majority of the people doing business, they expect abnormal profits rather than normal profits. Say for example, I am doing the business, something I am getting as a profit because I am not doing any job for which I am getting some profit. So in that way, profits are normal or abnormal. But most of the business, they go for abnormal profits. So that leave about that discussion. We will go with the other things like business organizations. So,
what do you mean by abnormal profits?
Abnormal is nothing but when the total revenue is greater than the total cost. When the total revenue is greater than the total cost, that is called abnormal profits. I think you can write somewhere. When the total revenue is equal to total cost, it is called as normal profit. Breaking? Oh, okay, of course.
Break-even point.
Break-even point. That also, of course, because we are in the online classes, I could not show any diagrams. It is an easy diagram, of course. And coming to when the total revenue is less than the total cost, it is a loss. So when we get loss, generally what we think, we have to close the business. But immediately we do not get the losses or profits. Slowly we will reach to the profits. So in that way, while doing the business, there are many forms of organizations in India. The oldest form of business is sole trader. SOLE, sole, TRADER, trader. Sole trader. It is just like doing business by one person. Sole means alone. Proprietor. Only one proprietor. We can also call it as a proprietorship. So anyhow, it is the oldest type of business where every decision will be taken by a person who is also called as the proprietor or the owner, or in other words, he is also called as the manager, everything. So he will do the business on his own. He will not take any help from others. So sole trader is a very, very old concept where the liability, LIABIALITY, liability is unlimited. means while doing business, we may get losses. So I have to bear the loss. So if profits come, I will enjoy. If losses come, I have to bear the losses. Suppose the losses are very high, very, very high. Then what to do? No doubt, I lost my capital. I put 10 lakhs. The loss is 10 lakhs. I lost, the loss is 20 lakhs. I put the total cost 10 lakhs. But I got loss of 20 lakhs. Then what to do? Can I say I got the loss, I cannot pay? Can I say?
No, sir.
No. I must pay.
Liable to pay.
Yes, I am liable to pay. That is called unlimited liability. That is called unlimited liability. I cannot escape from the law. No, I tried my level best. I have done business, but I got loss. This is my capital. Take away. You cannot say like that legally. Of course, ethically also. And you have to bear the entire loss. Not only to the extent of capital. You have to bear the entire loss. And you have to sell your own properties. That is called unlimited liability. The liability, that means the debts what I am supposed to pay. Not only the investment, I lost my investment. Not only the investment, but also my property. So this is what you call unlimited liability. నా సొంత ఆస్తులు కూడా పోతాయి. లాభాలు రావు సరికదా, పెట్టుబడి రాదు సరికదా. సోల్ ట్రేడర్లో నష్టం కనుక భారీగా వస్తే నా సొంత ఆస్తులు కూడా పోతాయి. సో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అన్లిమిటెడ్ లయబిలిటీ. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఓల్డెస్ట్ సిస్టమ్ ఆఫ్ సోల్ ట్రేడర్. బికాస్ హీ ఈస్ హెల్డ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ది డెసిషన్స్. వాడు ఏ నిర్ణయం తీసుకున్నా ఆ నిర్ణయం బట్టే వాడి వ్యాపారం ఉంటుంది. దానివల్ల వాడికి నష్టం వచ్చినా లాభం వచ్చినా వాడే బాధ్యత. నష్టం వచ్చింది కదా ఇదిగో అని వాడు హీ కెనాట్ ఎస్కేప్ పేయింగ్ ద లయబిలిటీస్. అప్పుల నుంచి తప్పించుకోలేడు. కారణం ఏంటంటే వ్యాపారంలో సోల్ ట్రేడర్ లో he is supposed to bear the entire liability. That is called unlimited liability. Okay. Then there is another type of business organization called partnership. Of course, everybody knows, if to reduce the risk or whatever may be, generally if the business is run by more than two persons, then it is called as a partnership. Partner means some other person. So here when we add some more people into our business to do business and to get profits, then it is called as a partnership. Of course, in the partnership, as per the Act, Partnership Act is there. As per the Act, in this type of organization, we write an agreement among the partners. Generally, partners will put an agreement, which is called as a partnership deed. Deed. Partnership deed. So, in the partnership deed, everything is written. Say, I brought 10 lakhs as investment. Somebody brought 2 lakhs. Somebody 1 lakh. Whatever they are investing, they will put on the paper. Generally, they will put on the paper saying that we invested this much, so X invested this much, Y invested this much, and we do the business jointly. We do the business jointly, and we are responsible severally. We are responsible severally. This is a legal term. మేము ఉమ్మడిగా వ్యాపారం చేస్తాం, కలిసి వ్యాపారం చేస్తాం. అలాగనే ఏదైనా నష్టం వస్తే మేము అందరమే కలిసి భరిస్తాం. సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ దే టేక్ జాయింట్లీ అండ్ సెవరల్లీ. All are equally responsible. All are equally, taking decisions maybe. But here, based on the agreement, say for example, I invested only 1 lakh, but I don't know anything about the business. Then I can say I don't involve in the business, but I will be a sleeping partner. I invested only. I don't know anything. So I am a partner, but I am a sleeping
Inactive partner.
Somebody says, I know the business very well. I invested 5 lakhs, and I will do active part in the business. Then he is called as active partner. So in that way, they will write a deed what to do in the business. So in that way, they do the business, and in the financial year, they totally invested some 1 crore. And after getting into accounts and all these things, today, that is 31st March, they came to know all will come together and they will go through the accounts, and they got loss. They got loss. Then who will bear the loss? Who will bear the loss? Here, who will bear
Active
the
partner.
loss? Active partner. What about sleeping partner?
Sir, every partner who has equal share can participate. It is also unlimited liability.
Yes. This is
Active
also
partner take more risk.
yes. This is also the partnership is also.
Example of
It also comes under. It also comes under unlimited liability. It also comes under unlimited liability. Are you following? So, sole trader, as well as partnership comes under. Both will come under unlimited liability. But under the partnership, to the extent of share, he is liable, and if it exceeds more than the share, also he is liable. Just like sole trader, here also partners may lose their own property, because partnership also comes under unlimited liability. Of course, not in India, but previously, not now. There is a limited partnership also. That type of organizations also used to exist. They are not now. They are not there at present. So, I think now you came to understand what is limited liability, what is unlimited liability. Limited liability means to the extent of investment. Unlimited liability means not only to the extent of investment, but also to the extent of their own properties. So, అంటే కేవలం వ్యాపారంలో పెట్టిన పెట్టుబడిని పోగొట్టుకోవటమే కాకుండా, అంతకు మించి కనుక నష్టం వస్తే తమ సొంత ఆస్తుల్ని కూడా పోగొట్టుకోవటం జరుగుతుంది, సోల్ ట్రేడర్లోను పార్ట్నర్షిప్లో కూడా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద సెకండ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బిజినెస్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. ద ఫస్ట్ టైప్ ఈజ్ సోల్ ట్రేడర్, ద సెకండ్ టైప్ ఈజ్ partnership. Of course, there are many types of partnerships. It all depends on the what you call the partnership deed. They totally right. On the of course, if anybody dies, then what happens? And sometimes for the purpose of say for example minor partner, so he is less than 18 years, but he has a lot of money. He cannot take what you call the decisions in the business. So we can add him as a partner, but when losses comes, he is not held responsible because he is a minor partner. So in that way, I am not going because it is not related to what you call the subject of economics, but it comes under the law, the Partnership Act. Okay, so not commerce. It comes under the law. Of course, I think yes, the Partnership Act is there. Coming to the third one, HUF, Hindu Undivided Family or form of business. So, of course, this is a very old one because in India, the religion called Hindu says that, of course, joint family system used to be there. ఒకప్పుడు ఉమ్మడి కుటుంబ వ్యవస్థ ఉండేది. So, while doing the business by the family members, they are not partners. They are not called partners. They are called as family members. They are called as family members. But here, the eldest in the family, అంటే ఆ కుటుంబంలో పెద్ద ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో he will perform Karta will do all the business and the others will help him. They don't take any decisions, but they help in the business, which is called as Hindu Undivided Family Business. Of course, the very old business houses, say for example Tata, Reliance. So when the father of the Reliance just I think recently died, and they were separated. Until then, it is called as HUF. So there are many big families where the eldest used to run the business, and all the people, all the family members used to follow him. And the head of the family in the business is called as Karta. So that means who perform. Karta is nothing but who do all the activities in the business, or in other words, who takes the decisions in the business. And even the best example is Haldiram. Haldiram is a family business, Hindu Undivided Family business. At that time, when it is around, I think it is around 1970s or something like that, a very big case. As far as family business is concerned, it went to the Supreme Court also. That is a different issue. And Haldiram is the Karta, and they used their name as a brand name. That is a different thing. But why I am saying this is a best example for a family business. Haldiram is a family business. And after him, the business, separated. That is a different issue that comes under what you call IPR, intellectual property rights and brand name, all these things. Of course, that is a totally law paper. So, in the family also, in the Hindu Undivided Family also, there is a possibility of getting losses. And don't think that because he performed, the eldest person performed the business, he is totally held responsible. But equally, all will get the profits or losses, whatever may be. So this is one type. And another thing is private limited company. So, of course, we will deal afterwards. Private limited company and public limited company and social companies, one man company. So many things are there. So I think I sent the material to all of you about the types of business organizations. So we are shifting our discussion to another thing that is called the futures of business organization. The futures అంటే వ్యాపారం అనే దానికి ఎందుకు దానికి ఉండే లక్షణాలు ఏంటి అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ that affect the business organization. So this is another topic. Of course, within the same topic, the types of organizations and the factors that affect the business organization. So, business always carries risk. RISK, risk. వ్యాపారం అంటేనే కొంత ఇబ్బందికరంగా ఉంటుంది, కొంత నష్టదాయకంగా కూడా ఉండొచ్చు. సో హియర్ when we take up a business, we have to think many times what will be the risk. So the first and the foremost important feature of business is risk taking. So risk bearing. Who will take the risk? If it is a partnership, all will take the risk. If it is sole trader, only one person will take the risk. Yes. Yes. What happened?
Why the business?
Okay. Any problem? Nothing?
Sir,
Okay. Yes.
వ్యాపారం వాళ్ళకి ఎందుకు రిస్క్ అని అంటున్నా?
Okay. Because the business never gives guarantee of profit. Say, you started the business. Yes. Some risks. Suppose you started a business in a shop, but if fire accident happens, then fire risk is there. And suppose your product is not of the quality and you have to face a competition and you fail in the competition, then there is a risk. And you will appoint some people to assist you and they may cheat you. So in any business, risk will be there. So a risk can be avoided through insurance. You go with fire insurance, fire accident, so that the risk will be less. So in that case, no insurance company will come to give you guarantee that you take up the business. We will give guarantee that you will get a profit. They may give loans, they may assist you with finance, but they never give guarantee that business will give profit. So here, risk may be within the organization, and risk may be outside the organization, but there is always a risk, there is always uncertainty. You started a business, at that time it is very good, but competition increased or fashion changed,
Business will down.
then you are unable to sell your product. Then there is uncertainty of demand for your product because your product is old one, nobody will purchase. So always in the business there is a risk, there is an uncertainty, there is no guarantee of getting profits, In spite of that, you take all the precautions and you will run the business. So, when we face a risk, then what happens means the more the risk, the higher the profit. The less the risk, the less the profit. Because generally, the higher risk business may not be done by many people. If you don't mind, of course, I should not give such an example. In the agency areas, you need not worry about money because they may ask you to hand over a small packet to somebody so that he will give you 10,000 rupees. So, there is a lot of risk in it because it is a prohibited item where you have to give to somebody. Then there is a lot of risk in that type of business. Because when the law prohibits, then doing such business always a risky business. మనకి మామూలుగా తెలుస్తుంటుంది ఏదో వాడు ఏదో గోల్డ్ వ్యాపారం అని, గంజాయి వ్యాపారం అని, ఇట్లా చాలా తక్కువ టైంలో యూ విల్ గెట్ ఎ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాఫిట్. బట్ along with there is a lot of risk. పొరపాటున దొరికిపోయాడంటే ఆ లైఫ్ he will be put into jail. So the business that is permitted by the government or which is not illegal, which is not unlawful, those businesses have less risk compared to the other businesses which are highly risk, though we get high profit. So in that way, the first feature is the risk, and the second one is uncertainty. Business always carries certain risk. So for example, you purchased a taxi to do business, but it met with an accident. So accidents are very common. So here, if it met with an accident, then what you will do? Already your car or taxi is insured. You can escape such risk. So in that way, in the business, risk will be shifted through insurance. బిల్డింగ్ షాప్ కాలిపోతుంది, లేదంటే వెహికల్ యాక్సిడెంట్ అవుతుంది, లారీ యాక్సిడెంట్ అవుతుంది, వీటన్నిటికీ మనం కొంత ఇన్సూరెన్స్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి రిస్క్ తగ్గుతుంది అనమాట. బట్ ఇన్స్పైట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ దెర్ ఈస్ స్టిల్ మోర్ రిస్క్ దట్ ఆర్ అన్ఇన్షూరబుల్. ఇన్షూర్ చేయలేనటువంటి రిస్కులు కూడా ఉంటాయి. అటువంటి రిస్కులు వాడే భరించాలి. ఎవడైతే వ్యాపారం చేస్తాడో he has to bear all the risk. So here risk means some are insurable, some are non-insurable. So the business people or the business organization what we are running, you have to take any risk which is uninsurable, which is not insurable. ఇన్సూర్ చేయకుండా చేయడానికి అవకాశం లేనటువంటి వ్యాపారాలు ఏవైనా ఉంటే దట్ రిస్క్ మస్ట్ బి borne by the organization. So risk and uncertainty is a very important feature. And the third one is ethics. Of course, it is a very big topic. We call it as a business ethics. Ethics means nothing but which came from Greek word like ethikos. So that is a different thing. But మనకి అందరికీ తెలుసు ఎథిక్స్ అంటే నైతిక విలువలు, తెలుగులో నైతిక విలువలు అంటారు. సో బిజినెస్ మస్ట్ బి క్యారీడ్ విత్ ఎథిక్స్. జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి. బిజినెస్ మీన్స్ బిజినెస్ ఆఫ్ ఎథిక్స్. సో don't think that I can cheat the people, I can exploit the people, and I will get abnormal profits. Because when you are ethical, then people will believe you. When you are unethical, you may do business for some time. There is a proverb like you can cheat one for once or many times, but you cannot cheat all the people all the time. అంటే మనం వ్యాపారం చేసేటప్పుడు ఒకరిని ఒకసారి లేదా కొన్నిసార్లు మోసం చేయొచ్చు, కానీ అందరినీ అన్నిసార్లు మోసం చేయలేము. కాబట్టి we must be truthful, we must be faithful, we must be ethical in the business. ఏదో మనం ఏదో ఒక వస్తువు పక్కవాడి కంటే ఎక్కువగా అమ్మేసాం. సే ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ మైండ్, ఐ విల్ గివ్ ఎ వెరీ సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఇన్ ద మార్కెట్ we sell, say for example, eggs డజన్ 50 రూపీస్, కానీ వాడికి వచ్చిన వాడికి తెలియదు 60 రూపీస్కి అమ్మేసాం. అలాగే వాడు పాపం రోజు వస్తున్నాడు, ఎందుకు ఒక రోజు పక్క షాప్కి వెళ్ళాడు, వాడు 50 రూపీస్కి ఇస్తున్నాడు. దెన్ యూ విల్ లూజ్ ద కస్టమర్ బికాస్ యు ఆర్ అనెథికల్. ద పర్సన్, ద సేమ్ బిజినెస్, ద సేమ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ ఈజ్ సోల్డ్ బై ద నియర్ బై ఫర్ less price, but you cheated the people, and he will made a propaganda that you are unethical in the business. వాడి దగ్గరికి ఎప్పుడు వెళ్ళకండి, ఎందుకంటే వాడంతా మోసగాడు, వాడు నిజాయితీ లేనివాడు, వాడు నైతిక విలువలు లేనివాడు అని చెప్తాడు. దాంతో నీ బిజినెస్ మొత్తం కొలాప్స్ అయిపోతుంది. సో వన్ మస్ట్ బి ఎథికల్. ఎథికల్ మీన్స్ ట్రూత్ఫుల్, ఫెయిర్నెస్, అంటే నిజాయితీగా ఉండాలి. అంతే తప్ప ఏదో తాత్కాలికంగా అబద్ధాలు చెప్పి లాభాలు సంపాదించడం అనేది, దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఈస్ సపోజ్డ్ టు రన్. సో వన్ మస్ట్ బి ఎథికల్ టువర్డ్స్ ద బిజినెస్ అండ్ టువర్డ్స్ ద పీపుల్, టువర్డ్స్ ద, సో దట్ ఈస్ వన్ థింగ్. అండ్ అనదర్ థింగ్ ఈస్ you are responsible for stakeholders. STAKE, stake, HOLDERS, stakeholders. వ్యాపారం ఎవరి కోసం చేస్తున్నావు? నీ కోసం. నీ దగ్గర పనిచేస్తున్నారు ఎవరు? ఎంప్లాయీస్. వాళ్ళ కోసం కూడా నువ్వు వ్యాపారం చేస్తున్నట్టే. సో వ్యాపారం ఎవరి కోసం చేస్తున్నావు? ప్రజల కోసం. ఎందుకంటే యూఆర్ ఛానల్ ఇన్ ద డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్. వ్యాపారం వల్ల ఇంకెవరెవరికి లాభం ఉంది? ప్రభుత్వానికి. ఎందుకంటే నువ్వు వ్యాపారం చేయటం ద్వారా పన్ను, దట్ రెవెన్యూ విల్ బి, I mean, it is a source of revenue to the government. So in that way, all that, the government is a stakeholder, the customers are stakeholders, and the shareholders are stakeholders, and the the employees are the stakeholders. అంటే నీ వ్యాపారం వలన ఎవరెవరు బాగుపడుతున్నారు లేదా ఎవరెవరు దాని ద్వారా జీవనం పొందుతున్నారో వాళ్ళందరినీ స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ అంటారు. సో స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ దోస్ హూ ఆర్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఆర్ ఇండైరెక్ట్లీ కనెక్టెడ్ విత్ ద బిజినెస్, ఇన్ ద running of the business and getting some benefit of the business, getting some service of the business, and even getting some profit from the business. They are called as stakeholders. So I think because it is an online class, it is something మనం కొంత అడ్జస్ట్ అయ్యే టైం పడుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇది థియరీ కాబట్టి ఏదో లాగేస్తున్నాను. బట్ if I go to the third unit totally, it is very difficult. So I will I don't think that it is a difficult topic. That is business organizations and the features of the business organization. It is purely theoretical, and I have given a lot of information along with side headings. And tomorrow in the same time you can see me, and we will go through the remaining I think today you go through the topic again, what I discussed, and tomorrow we will come to a discussion on the same topic. Okay?
Sir,
Well, yes.
sir, will you give notes tomorrow?
I sent the notes already.
Already he sent it. PDF or
PDF, huh? I mean, that is a file. That is a file.
Sir, it is a one question only.
Definitely.
Sir, should we write it as notes?
Yes. That is a note. That itself is a note.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very good. See you all tomorrow. How many times? Oh, very good. Very nice. Hi, friend. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, friend.
Yes.
Sir, should we leave?
Yes. You can leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. We should write all these in the notes, sir.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah.
It's so huge, sir.
That is a main question. It is not a issue. It is easy. Very easy.
First unit question, sir.
Yes. Wherever there are gaps on searching, I will send. Already, I have given notes for the mixed economy, capitalistic economy, and I am searching for the relationship between the economics and law, which is not available. So I am searching, and for each topic, for each unit, I will give you notes. Okay? Don't worry. Yes.
Should we write all the PDF?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.